Good morning, my angels. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. You had time to have fun with your friends and family, and also had time for yourself to take that mental break that you need to rejuvenate, to refresh, and to be able to tackle a new week. It is a new week. It's the final week of October of 2023. Thank you for spending this past October with me, and welcome to those of you who've joined the channel to continue on this journey with us as we're going to be entering into November, which then leads us into our birthday season. Yay! So we're going to start off with your general last weekly reading for this last week of October, followed by your general love reading. And then during the course of this week, you'll see me start slowly introducing you to your November energies. It is our birthday month, so there's always room for new content, new growth, new development. Hoping to see a lot of my Saggies return. Let other Saggies know that are celebrating birthdays that this is the channel that they want to be part of. It's free, the content is beautiful, it's blessed, it's sacred, it's honest, it's authentic to the point that I truly feel called to do this, and that my spirit is aligned along my path, and you're on this journey with me. So let's first start. We did have the weekend. Cleansing all negative vibrations. Let's take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale out all animosity, anything that anybody said to you. If you went to sleep with a headache last night, whatever stress factors you have, let's just toss it to the wind and receive this new week with God's blessings. Heavenly Father, put your hand upon the hearts and souls of not only myself, but of the community of Sagittarius. Also upon the hearts of those fellow content creators, those I may know, those that I don't know. But bless all of us that are called to honestly and sincerely be a guide of light to Sagittarius here on YouTube and throughout life. May our passage be safe, our journey be blessed. May I walk upon this path of life. Guide us to the people that need your insight. Guide us to the people that need to be reminded of your love and protection. In Jesus' name, I know we are blessed. Amen. Okay. My cards, if this is your first time joining me, or if you're coming back after taking a little break, my cards are always shuffled and blessed off camera, so this way I don't have to waste too much time shuffling on camera. What is the general messages as we end this month of October for Sagittarius? I posted your weekend reading a little late, so we posted yesterday, both your general and love. So you're getting like a double dose of readings to kickstart your week. Those messages, these messages, even though some of them are time-stamped and some of them are dated, actually they can happen at any time in your life, as you know, past, present, or future. So always keep an open mind, and that's why it's good to get a little 99 cents or $1.25 book notebook and jot down certain things, because you never know when it could come to fruition, or it might ring a bell and you'd be like, wait a minute, Tigra mentioned that, and you don't have to go so far back in the videos to find them. Okay, let's see what we get for the week. Okay, well, we have a reversal. Let me see if I'm keeping it. I just want to make sure I'm not holding it. No, I'm not holding the deck in the wrong order, so we're going to keep them, okay? I feel like they're in the reverse for a reason. So we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Swords, and then we have the Page of Cups. Not necessarily feeling this energy that we have, but doesn't mean that nothing good can come out of it. So with the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the overall energy of the Page of Cups, there could be some delays or some things that you have mentally put in your mind to pursue or to manifest might not be able to happen in exactly the way that you want it to, or in the time that you want it to. This could also be the loss or a disappointment in not winning a particular contract or getting something that you desired in life. I like to think of the Ace of Swords as, because it has like the victory tap on it. Like there's something that you wanted to begin, something that you wanted to claim victory, to jumpstart, that you feel really good about. For some reason, it's taking a setback. It's not starting out again, like I said, as planned. It's not to say that it's not gonna ever take place or begin, but there is a delay. So it's just, a little setback. No need to get alarmed. Okay, and it could be because of outside influences. You've been distracted, or your attention was needed somewhere else, or whoever's involved in this task or whatever it is that you wanted to manifest, whatever you brainstormed, all the components or all the people who are party to it are not available at this time. Okay, so I just think it's just like you have the right idea, you're on the right track. It's just the timing is a little off, and that's okay. Okay, so even though you did have a breakthrough or clarity of how to do something and how to achieve something in your pursuit of something, it's not the time to go after it. Okay, this is not the time for some of you to take certain challenges on, because there's other things in your life that you need to take care of, or there's people that you love, that you care for, that have needs, that somehow that is overshadowing your own responsibilities. Okay, then followed with the King of Pentacles. A lot of the reason too why projects or things that you dreamt about or you planned or brainstormed about to start are not able to is because maybe the finances are not there. King of Pentacles, maybe you're not on strong footing as you should be. Some of my Saggies have a really beautiful forecast when it comes to their financial prosperity as we slowly drift into our birthday season, and others of you, you've got to do the homework, you've got to learn your lessons, you've got to tighten up. You've got to respect money, your credit, and just your whole financial prosperity of what you have, what you want, and what you can really afford to spend and not spend. And to learn to live within you means it's great to dream, it's great to manifest things, but you also have to have, it takes finances, it takes material things. If you want to go in the trucking business, you got to buy trucks, right? If you want to be a nurse, you got to go to nursing school. If you want to open up a craft store, you have to be able to buy the merchandise or make the goods, right? The products that you're going to sell. All these things are part of the brainstorming of whatever it is that you want to produce or do. Requires material things, requires money to invest, to buy the material things, or to start the business, or to get you the schooling, the education, the tools that you need. So if your money is not flowing, if your money is off, if your money is questionable because you don't know what's going on with your job, or your hours were cut, or you didn't get a job that you thought you were going to get, or you just can't make it on the income. You have a job, but it just doesn't sustain your lifestyle and what you need to grow. There is no room for new beginnings and new advancements until you work it out. Either you get more money, you change your career, or you lower your dreams and expectations. And no one should have to do that. But if you do, just think of it that you are being realistic. Just because you have to lower your dreams or change some form of it doesn't mean that you're giving up your dream or your desire or your goals. You're still shooting your arrow towards your destination. It's just that you can't go at the speed of light that you want to. You may not be able to go there in the time frame that you had visioned, especially if there are financial delays or mitigating circumstances where other people are needed and they're unavailable. Many of you are blind or don't or refuse to see that you're stuck, and I think you keep contributing to your downfall or the mishandling of your finances and prosperity by not wanting to see the truth, not wanting to deal with the fact of what is in front of you, not realizing how much in debt you are or how much you buy stuff or use your credit when you don't used to. It's nice to be giving, but how giving can you be? You know, you have some people, they just buy stuff and give things away just so they could be popular, just so they can be liked, that they can get attention, that people think they're great. You don't have to live and prove yourself through material gains or by bestowing gifts upon people. Just like how people can't get our love or attention by trying to fool us or bombard us with gifts. We require love, feelings, real emotion. The material things, yes, they're pretty, they're nice, but they don't last forever. And they're only material things. They really have no value, no emotional value, no sustainability. But some of you just want to see what you want to see. Or maybe you've put yourself in such a rut that you don't want to admit your mistakes, and it's okay. It's better to admit your mistakes and move ahead than to be in denial and have your finances tied up, have your dreams suspended because you are miscalculating, you're mishandling your fortune, your blessings. With the Page of Cups being the overall energy, how does your emotions play with this when mentally and emotionally you're tied in and all keyed up and all excited about the things that you want to do, the opportunities that you're seeking, the networking, the connections that you're making, and the plans for new goals, new dreams, new possibilities of income, opening up your own business or freelancing or expanding your existing business, leaving a company's 9-to-5 and their corporate rules and madness and starting your own company, or co-partnering with someone else, or just being a source of networking and a source of information for others who want to start into business. Or you're tapping into that creative side of Sagittarius that loves to build and grow and to create, to sing, to dance, to soar. Sagittarius is going to be a very busy season, and many of you, you're very busy. You're busy and full of ideas, and though some of your ideas might be a little going over the cuckoo's nest, some of them are really realistic, but you have to tie in what is realistic to you financially at the point that you're starting. A lot of things that you want to do, they are great on paper, but they can't come to reality unless you start to build and have the wealth to get to that end of the rainbow, to the success level that you foresee yourself, that you know you're capable of. But you have to take baby steps. You have to crawl before you walk. And sometimes our lack of patience can do us in, can delay and stop our victories, our new opportunities, distract the ideas and concepts that we're brewing. Spending money and showboating and just wanting to live life and have the best of life, but forgetting there's rainy days. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You can't wear all designer clothes and then have no food in your fridge. You can't buy a season's tickets to your sports team but then have no money to support your dreams or your business. You can't go on lavish vacations and drive fancy high-end cars and not be able to afford your children's education into college, into grad school. Priorities need to be set, Sagittarius. Priorities need to be set. And with the Page of Cups, when it comes forth to these priorities, the Page of Cups is coming forth to you to bring a message. In that cup in which the page comes forth, there is a message. The pages are youthful energy. The pages are messengers. They come bringing messages, notification, It's a reminder that in this time of transformation, in this time of change, even with the delays of what you can do mentally, because financially you're strapped and you don't want to admit your wrongdoings, that there is still hope. That even though things might not be working according to plan because of your own wrongdoing sometimes, doesn't mean that the creativity, the spark, the ideas and the flow of what you want to do is ending. No. You continue to build your confidence. You continue to pick yourself up. But before you can do that, you have to take the blinders off. You have to see where your errors lie. You have to be able to admit your guilt and admit your shortcomings when we make bad mistakes. And we will make bad mistakes. We make bad judgment calls all the time. Even in planning, we can sabotage our own dreams. We can have enough wealth to take care of another family, but choose to waste our money on foolishness. And then when we need to finance and empower our dreams and the things we want to manifest, the money is not there to support it. Then you want to run away and be in hermit mode and guard and shield yourself from all the wrongdoings and all the mistakes that you've made, the wrong paths, the wrong fork or turn in the road that you took. This week, as we end October, the universe is saying it's okay to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It is part of life. But what you shouldn't do is you shouldn't hide from your mistakes. You shouldn't run or guard yourself from your own energies. Accept who you are as a spiritual being, as a child of God, as a healer, as a mother, a dad, a friend, a confidant, a co-worker. You see that crescent move above her? It's like we play dumb to ourselves, to the frailties of life. We play like we know when we don't know. Most of the times we know when we're going down the wrong path, or that the things that we're doing or the way how we are applying our money and our resources are not in sync with what it is that we want to accomplish. We think we know it all. We think we have all the answers, but there's always the chance still of the unforeseen. There's always that room for doubt. There's always room for that element of surprise. And yes, you should guard and protect your energies and yourself and your properties and your ideas. But what you shouldn't do is guard yourself from the truth. Guard yourself from what it is you know that you're doing wrong, that is not working. That is not the time to hide and run. That is the time that you stand ground and you work harder than before. Accept the mistake, learn from it, and move on. Every wrong can lead to a right. It's what you do with it. There's no failure that cannot turn to be success. There's an opposite side to every energy, the good, the bad, the young, the old, the beautiful, the ugly, the fat, the skinny, the dark, the light, the yin, the yang. There's always opposing, matching, shadowing energies. So just like we make bad judgment calls, we sabotage our plans, or we get misguided or misled, there's also the opposite energy of that, where we're in tune with ourselves. We reconnect with our vibe. We realize who we are and what we can do and where we can continue to build from, that we can continue to grow from setbacks. That yes, we made a mistake, but we've made mistakes before, and guess what? We're going to make them again, but we still continue on. We just learn how to do things a different way. We learn what not to do, what not to say, what to be, where to shoot our arrow, when to shoot our arrow, where should it land, why should it land. We're not afraid to ask the questions. But in order for you to have the answers and to see them, not only do your physical eyes need to be open, but your third eye chakra and all the energies that align with your spirit and soul need to be in this. You've got this. You've always got this, but you just let life and silly needs and competition and the way of man steer you off in the wrong direction or hype you up more than what you really need to be hyped up about. Sometimes, we put a little bit too much faith into the things that we want. We put too much desire, and we could be putting desires in things that just are not meant for us. So yes, try and try again. Don't accept failure, but be realistic and know that if something is continuously not working out for you, if it's not coming towards you, if you are not going towards it, if you cannot connect no matter which way you try or how many attempts you try, then maybe it's not for you. It is not for your path, for your journey, your calling, your life. Put it aside, start over, and think of something new. What is meant for you will be yours, and you will be drawn to it, and it will be drawn to you. Since we're concerned about finances as we end the month of October, we're going to go into the career cards and see what messages we have. Well, you get the message of let go, study, animals, and teaching. So with the overall energy of teaching, you inspire young people to learn. Some of you, this is a calling for you to go back to schooling, to get education, to further your career, or if you're trying to change your career. Or even if you just want to go to school just to learn, to keep your mind busy and to stay up to date with the latest technology and all the new things that are coming out as far as educational practices. Just to have it. Some people just love being scholars. You don't have to take up something to necessarily practice it. Just to have it under your belt as something learned. Key of knowledge, adding to your wisdom. But for many of you, children love you. They gravitate to you. They love talking to you. They come to you. And you have good teaching, parenting skills to communicate with kids. You have the patience. Believe it or not, even though Sagittarius might not have patience in a lot of areas, when it comes to teaching, I think that's where many Sagittarius have the greatest patience, because we love to teach, we love to communicate and converse and exchange energy and wisdom and knowledge and teachings. So for many of you, if you have a need or desire to be a teacher, or you don't know what you want to do and you're in the crossroads of life, hey, maybe this could be it for you. What would you teach? Who would you teach? These are just suggestions, and maybe for many of you it's the wake-up call that you need, or it's a reminder of a lost dream, a lost desire. Because sometimes we put aside the childhood dreams that we have because reality comes in and life comes in, the children comes in, the bills come in. But what if you wanted to be a teacher since you were a small little girl or guy? So teaching might be the answer to some of you for your career and for your financial. You could be a virtual teacher, think of it, right? You could be a teacher in the public school system, or you can teach for private schools. Go online and network with others who are already teachers, or better yet, principals and educators who are retired, who have vast knowledge of the educational system and what it takes and what it is that you need and what courses you should take if you want to be a teacher or teach a particular subject. With the energy of let go, walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. You're in a situation right now. It could be that many of you need to walk away and let go from whatever it is that is absorbing your attention and making you spend money. Sometimes we spend money because we're preoccupied with worries and other concerns in life, and we think we feel better by shopping or spending money. And in all actuality, we're just creating other problems. So for a lot of us, as we end this month, we need to walk away from some certain situations that are causing us to act irrational or act in a way that we're not financially responsible, that we're not tuning into our own messages, that we are kind of not wanting to see the full picture. So if you don't want to deal with the situation that is causing some havoc or strife in your life right now, okay, fine, don't deal with it. But you have to let it go. You definitely should walk away from it. Just like they say in love, if someone leaves you, if they come back, it was meant to be. It's the same situation when you're going through challenges in life. Sometimes you're too close to the situation that your hormones, your emotions are just on overtime, and they're very aggressive. Walking away from the situation gives you calm, peace, and time to do other things, to mellow out, to chill, to sit, and have serious talks with yourself and get clarity. And maybe even come up with a solution. Some people think, no, if I stay in there and fight, I'm going to get my way, I'm going to win. No, not necessarily. Win, but win at what cost? So learn to let go and walk away from situations and work on the other aspects and parts of your life, and give attention to yourself, give attention to your children, whatever other areas that were lacking because you were so consumed with this particular situation. Walking away from it could be the best thing that you've ever done. And it probably is the only thing that you can and should do so that it can be resolved. With the card of study, like we said, for many of you who are in jobs that you're stuck in or there's no growth, others of you looking to improve or go in a different direction or to move up the corporate ladder, or if you're attending grad school, you want to do better in school, you want to get better grades, a lot of you are going to have to put all the other nonsense aside, all the other outside interests in the playing, and start getting down to the books. Start spending time in the library, getting the information, doing the research, obtaining those credits, those degrees, those certifications, whatever it is that you need to achieve the goal for what you desire for your life. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. If you're undecided about what you want to do, if this is your first job or if this is your 10th job, you're bored with what you do, you want to do something different, but you don't know what, there are books, there's stuff online that you can research from A to Z to different type of careers that you can work, virtual, at home, in the office, freelancing, entrepreneurship, you name it. Whether you own the company or you're an employee in the company or a partner of the company. Study, do your homework, shop around and see what is out there as far as careers, and try to narrow some down. For many of you, it will help you and excite you that there's other avenues that you can look into as far as careers. You don't have to be stuck in the same career because that's all you know or that's all you've done. Come on, Saggy. You're optimistic, so be optimistic and know that if you have a slight interest in doing something else, the resources are there for you to study, to learn. You're never too old to learn. So you can still learn a new task, a new craft, a new industry, and be great at it. And take what you've learned from your old position and tie it in with this. Even if it doesn't fit, there's still a lot of things that I'm sure that you've learned over the years that you can take with you in this new role that you are pursuing. But it's going to require study and time and dedication and probably a lot of tests taken to get the certifications and the papers and the degrees that you need. But in the end game, it will be well worth it. With the card of animals, you understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as animals are part of your life's work. Some of you have a very close knack to animals. I don't know how much it pays to work in a zoo or to work in an animal shelter, but what if you thought about working with animals on a more higher level where maybe scientifically you can do research, the research of diseases in animals or how animals age or how humans are different to animals. There's a lot of things you can do in the physics, the scientific, the reporting end of animals if caring physically for animals isn't your thing. But many of you love animals, you have a knowledge of animals, and you feel comfortable around them. Some people feel more comfortable around animals, which I totally get, than people. So if you have a calling to animals, whether it's on the scientific side or just the caring, the empathy, don't think that that's not a career for you. Don't think you can't make it into a career. Final card that we get when it comes to our careers, creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. And then there's those of us who are artists. We draw, we paint, we sew, we stitch, we crochet, we knit, we sing, we dance. We write, we're storytellers. We can go on and on and on how far and vast the creative expression of Sagittarius is. So I'm glad that the universe, as we're going towards the month of November, is still giving and guiding us towards areas where we can change and grow in our skill set and not be so depressed if things are not going great in our job or if there might be a shakeup in our career. Showing us the avenue that there are opportunities that we can pursue if we wish to. With the card New Beginnings, I love that because that signifies what transformation and cycles and changes do. They bring us from old into the new. You have to shed and let go in order for new things to come into your life. So don't take those endings, don't take them to heart. Those endings have to happen in order for you to have beginnings. So there are new beginnings coming to many of you as far as your life and career. Be free. For many of you, maybe getting laid off or losing your job or quitting your job is the best thing that could ever have happened to you. It may sound crazy, but ask some people who have gone through it. The stress, the worry, the anxiety, the disgust of getting up every day, doing a 9 to 5 or listening to a boss that you know more than them. The nagging co-workers. The terrible commutes, the poor look of the city or a state that you work in. Just life in general, protecting yourself from crime and misery, everything that comes with working physically and traveling to work, and the pressures and the obligations of having to work day in and day out. When you're ready for that change or it's time for that change, there will be a sense of like, you're breathing in and exhaling out. And it's a sense of, yes, okay, it's over. The anticipation of being laid off, the anticipation of being fired, the anticipation of starting a new job, all of that toxicity and anxiety that you hold can now be released. Those of you who've been holding your wings and your arrows, not wanting to shoot them because you were afraid to walk away from a sure thing. Now you don't have that sure thing. You're free to soar and do whatever you wish. So sometimes certain endings in our life happen because that's the only way the universe knows how to guide us or to make us start and go towards new beginnings. When we need to realize we've come to the end of that career or that relationship. It's time to be free, to embrace the new beginning, to embrace the new opportunities, to hear our inner voice. Under the radar, there are many things that you've been keeping hidden under the radar, under your scope and rise, but as you're free now, you can now pursue these things, live out these dreams, take these actions in life. We have so much under the radar, right? In our life, there's so many things that we have calculated, we have visioned, but we can't manifest it because maybe we are tied into a job that doesn't give us a balance of life and work freedom. But once you're removed from that job or relationship, all of a sudden the world opens up to you. Time and space opens up to you. And controlled with new boundaries, you can now set forth to do everything that you've been keeping underneath your radar. You can now set forth to do everything that you thought you could never do or never have the opportunity to do. On the bottom of the deck, we end with strut your stuff. For many of you, being free, even though you might have suffered the anxiety of anticipating a great ending, you're on to the new beginning now. You're free. Whatever's under the radar, you can do with it whatever you wish now. This is the time for you to strut your stuff and go out there and show the world who Sagittarius is, what it is you desire, that you are optimistic. You shoot your arrow after whatever you desire in life, and you shoot it with intention. And it's that intention that you can brag and boast about your success. You can tell others with empathy of how you rose from the trenches time and time again. So yes, there's a sense of pride. As a peacock has pride in her beautiful multicolored feathers, because she's unlike no other. Sagittarius, you too have colorful feathers in your life. You're a colorful, beautiful person. Strut your stuff and embrace these new beginnings and soar. In closing, our final message is, don't be afraid to say I love you or thank you to those who deserve to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself or appearing to be soppy. You will never regret a heartfelt I love you or a message of appreciation. You will only ever regret not saying it. Strutting your stuff. That's what you do. When you strut your stuff and when you are being free and appreciating these new beginnings, you're taking everything that you held underneath the radar, all those feelings and emotions, and you're letting them out. And for many of you, you've been afraid to say I love you to certain people who need to hear it, who deserve to hear it. But for whatever reason, you've held it in. Never regret telling people how you feel, because you might never get that chance again. And we know how fleeting life is. So take that message with you for this week. If you see someone and you have it in your heart to say something to them of good nature, share it with them. You don't know how that can make their day. You don't know how that can make them smile. You don't know how that could be something to make them feel free, to uplift their spirit. Don't be afraid to see what life is in front of you. Even with the mistakes you've made, take off those blinders. Don't be afraid of denials or doors that were shut, because for every shut door, there shall be a new key with a new opportunity, with a new door. Don't be afraid, Sagittarius. Namaste.